The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Learn and grow from in-depth interviews, documentaries, inspirational talks, and motivational masterclasses from the world's biggest thought leaders, speakers, teachers, authors, coaches, and highly successful business gurus. The Best You TV is now live. Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2020 and 2021, whether you want to speak, exhibit, or attend. These are 7-day online events for all those passionate about living a better life, creating a better world, gaining greater mindfulness and meaning in these new times, and becoming the best version of themselves. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Day 3, the Best You Virtual Expo London, and we've had a great couple of days. It's been exciting, phenomenal. I've learned so much myself. We've had some fantastic speakers sharing some amazing expertise on all the rooms, on the Empowering Women, the Masters, Mentors, and Influencers, and obviously on the main stage. All these talks are, well, literally being streamed live on the main stage of the Best You TV. So you can go to the Best You TV and watch it if you wanted to from the comfort of your home anytime today. And you'll be able to watch these talks at a later date. Literally within 7 days, they'll be all up there. And you can watch them, whatever you've missed. They're also going to be on the Best You Online, the bestyou.online. You can watch them all there as well. On the Best You Online, we've got all the Expo talks. We don't have them all on the Best You TV, but we've got them all on the Best You Online. But what we have additionally on the Best You Online is we've got courses. We've got all sorts of courses from great speakers, and there's hundreds of courses more coming in the weeks and months to come. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I wanted to thank everyone that's shared their amazing expertise in the last couple of days. But we've got still so much more today, so much more planned for you. So this morning, within the hour, I'm going to have Didi Wong. Sorry, within the next 30 minutes, we're going to have Didi Wong sharing some great ideas with us. I love Didi. Didi's got some phenomenal energy. She started speaking at her first talk was at the Best You Expo in Long Beach a few years ago, and her career has just exploded. And it's not only thanks to the Best You, she's done so much work, but for me, it's an honor that's where it all started. So Didi's going to be sharing her expertise in a bit. Then after that, well, we're going to have a panel. We've got a panel with Jane Lee Grace. She's bringing some great guests to talk about being sober. She had a great talk yesterday. If you missed it again, you can watch it at the Best You TV. And later on in the day, we're going to have Robert Rowling that's going to be talking about cryptocurrency. We've got Judy May Murphy also joining us before Robert. And then we end the day in a high with Lisa Nichols, the powerhouse Lisa Nichols. Lisa spoke at our virtual expo in Miami, and I absolutely loved it. Loved her talk, love her. How can't you? So we're finishing on a big high. This has been streamed right now also, apart from the bestyouexpo.com, is being streamed. We're opening it up to Facebook today and on YouTube, so you can watch it there too. So I want to thank you so much. And look, I wanted to remind you that if you are at the bestyouexpo.com, if you are at the event, you're chatting, you're engaging, you've registered for a ticket, you could win one of the amazing giveaways that we're giving throughout the 3 days. And it's over $100,000 worth of prizes. And that's coaching lessons, books, all sorts of things. Just to give you kind of a recap of what we're giving away. And we're going to be announcing the winners. We're going to be announcing the winners either via email, or we're going to be announcing the winners on our Facebook page. So keep an eye out on that, because you could be winning, or you could have won already one of the amazing prizes. What we're giving is we're giving 100 memberships to the Best You Online. Now you can get your 14-day free trial right now if you wanted to go and check it, the bestyou.online, and it's $159 for the year, but we're giving 100 for those that register or are here at the expo, and that's basically over $16,000 in giveaways. I'm giving my book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose, the audio version. So if you've registered, you've got a free ticket. You should check your inbox, because I'm giving you access to my book for free. I really think it's a book that's extremely current now, more than ever, I think, because, right now, one of the traits of, or one of the things I talk about is resilience. I talk about revolution, change, and I talk about reinvention, which are a lot of the things that we're going through right now. So my book's available for you. The Best You is giving a package called Expand Your Brand, which literally puts you on the map. We promote you, we create awareness of you, we give you access to our magazine, so you can publish some articles, you can publish your courses on the Best You online, you can speak at the Best You Expo. Who knows, you could maybe have a TV show as well. So we're giving a package worth $5,000 called Expand Your Brand. You could be speaking at the Best You Expo, the next one, either the Best Youth or a big event that we're planning next year for women. You could be speaking there, and we're giving that away, and that's between $1,500 and $1,900. So you could be winning that too. We've got Jen Beck. She's giving an 8-week Restore Your Gut program valued at $1,000. Dr. Faye Wilson is giving 1-hour coaching valued at $2,000. Bethany London is giving a 1-to-1 coaching session valued at $1,000. We have Lisa Nichols. You could be training with Lisa Nichols if you're at her talk today, and if you are on the chat, and if you register for a free ticket, well, you could be winning Motivating the Masses, which is an Abundant Life online program valued at $997. We've got Pablo Rosero giving a core package, 6 months of 2 coaching, mentoring, and that's valued at $1,500. Laura Butler is giving a coaching session valued at $1,500, and the list goes on. So it's all been listed on our page. It's been listed on Facebook, all the amazing giveaways that we're giving, and we're going to be announcing the winners, as I said, either today and also on Facebook and via email in the upcoming days. So I'm very excited about the future of the Best You. I'm very excited about all the new things that we're doing, and I'm very excited about, how we're taking this to television. A lot of people are saying, well, when do you think we'll get back? And the fact is, I don't know when we'll get back. I have absolutely no idea. I think the future of live events right now is, hey, obviously online. It'll become a hybrid, but I believe it's on demand. I believe that people are going to want to watch what they want to watch when they want to watch it, and that's where the whole idea of the Best You TV is coming in. Now, I'll show you a few of the TV programs that we've got coming, but not yet. What I wanted to do is I just wanted to invite someone who's been hosting a room for us, Hugh McLinden. He's been hosting the Masters, Mentors, and Influencers. And I just wanted to give him a quick hi. I say thank you to him because he's going to be joining me after he was a Legacy Club director for Northern Ireland. And I just wanted to thank him for basically being at the Best You Expo, helping us and supporting us and introducing people, because he's doing that today as well. Hugh.
Good day, Bernardo. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, brilliant. Just have been enjoying. I have to say, Friday was incredible, Bernardo, and I have to say, I'm ever impressed and astounded by what you're able to put together. I visited the first real live expo event back a couple of years ago at the London Expo, and I just was even then mesmerized by how many people were turning up and getting so much value. I couldn't believe there was even a market for that. And here today and over the weekend, the last couple of days, this has been my first experience of this type of expo on a virtual basis, and I have to say, equally impressed and equally incredible, Bernardo. So well done you, sir.
Well, thank you, Hugh. Thank you. And Hugh was our Legacy Club director for Northern Ireland, and basically Hugh's going to be joining me later with a few of the other Legacy Club directors, because we formed this networking group with the idea of helping people find their purpose. And Hugh, who's obviously he's a coach, apart from being obviously an entrepreneur for many years and teaching many skills, but he was also a coach. He's NLP trained. But he's done a lot of working and networking with people, and he was one of the first people to jump on to running these legacy clubs. And for me, it was beautiful because we literally opened 12, 13 cities around the world: India, in the US, in Switzerland, in London, all over the place, in Jordan. And I loved where it went. And then unfortunately COVID came in, and obviously everything's been on pause and on stop. But I want to bring back the idea in 2021, so we can start running these legacy clubs virtually, because I think now that more than ever, we need to build networks where we can support people and help people. So what's your thoughts, Hugh, on what you've been doing and what you do, where because I remember when I went to your legacy club, the opening of it, and I loved it. I loved it, as I loved with all of them. We felt that great connection with people in talking about, what they need help with, what their purpose is. Well, what's your thoughts regarding kind of the work that you've done?
Yeah, so I guess for most people, Bernardo, 2020 was the most incredibly weird year. I think anyone, certainly there's no one alive can recall anything like it, unless we go back to people who perhaps struggled through what we now know as the war years of the late 30s and the 40s. But there's no one has ever experienced the challenges like what we have experienced. And to me, it actually, if there's a word like solidifies the need for proper networking and mentorship groups. Like when I look at my business plans and my goals for 2020, like I revisited just, this year as I look back on, what I had planned for 2020, and they bear no resemblance to how the year actually, played out. And one of the things that you talked about, is, the camaraderie that there had been built up through the Legacy Club and through the meetings. And I've always been the type of person who's used to face-to-face meetings, to be physically present and not just virtually. Yes, we use Zoom, or we've been using Skype or whatever for many years. We've got familiar with it. But when it comes to gatherings, I never felt that virtual could be as effective as it has turned out to be. And as the year progressed, like when I first heard that Donald Trump had locked down the USA, I thought we were in big trouble here. It was the first time I actually believed that COVID was really going to affect how we did commerce and how we did business. And in 2019, I had spent the equivalent of 6 months of the year traveling the world, speaking engagements everywhere from Southeast Asia. I was in Thailand a number of times, right through Bali, Indonesia, speaking at engagements in Kuala Lumpur, South Africa, and all across Europe. So to not physically be present was it was a weird feeling. And I have to say, even for myself, it took several weeks for me to be able to adjust to the possibility of actually delivering something effective online, Bernardo. And that was, but I actually found, to my surprise, I had coaching clients in the US, I had coaching clients across Europe, coaching clients across Asia. And I was actually surprised how effective, we could turn out to be doing it virtually. And I think moving forward, certainly for the likes of the Legacy Club and groups like that, they're going to be an important part of stabilizing people's, even their mental wellness, particularly if you're in business or you're self-employed. And it's been such a challenging year that we need organizations like that to come back to the fore, Bernardo, to bring the message, to bring that camaraderie again, and to have someone that I always said to you, I felt the Legacy Club had the potential for people to be able to offload stuff that they certainly couldn't offload with their partner or their home or their family, usually because not that they're not well-intentioned, but more because they've got an emotional reaction to all of those pressures that are going out there, and perhaps rightly so. So groups like the Legacy Club, Bernardo, have the potential to give people that release valve that they need, and that perhaps objectional direction as well, as people refocus. I mean, I had to completely reinvent myself by May of last year. And actually, as it transpires, I had the most incredible year. I actually probably had one of the best commercial years I ever had by reinventing what I was doing online, and even to my own. I'm sometimes not that easily surprised, but I'm surprised about how effective it turned out to be. And I hate to say this, perhaps a blessing in disguise, because it also became one of my most profitable years in nearly a decade, So there's loads of opportunity, and people are going to be screaming out there, Bernardo, for networking events again, to bring people back and to get them focused for 2021 and put the horrors of 2020 out to pasture. We're not through it yet by any stretch of the imagination, because there are a lot of people out there and their conventional business is still in lockdown. They don't know what 2021 will present. Perhaps I think 2020 has certainly taught us to be more resilient. But I think more than ever, 2021 is going to be the year when people are definitely going to be crying out for help and support from mentorship groups, from networking organizations, and it's definitely needed more than ever.
Yeah, no, absolutely agree. And I think, yeah, as I say, out of every adversity comes an equal or greater opportunity. And I think for a lot of us, luckily, I was in a position where I had already kind of everything was virtual, everything was online, everyone was working remotely. So it didn't really catch me kind of like, in the way it caught a lot of other people. but it's definitely been an eye-opener, I think, for many of us. But anyway, Hugh, listen, I wanted to thank you so much for being here. I wanted to thank you for jumping in and supporting us and supporting me and the Best You and the Legacy Clubs in the past. So kudos to you. Thank you for your support here today, and keep doing what you're doing. And I know we're doing a Legacy Club chat later, so hopefully you can come and join us again later.
Okay. Good show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Cool. So look, I'm going to literally just show you a few of the new exciting projects that we're working on, which are related to the television. Now, yesterday we had one of the speakers that we're running a show for, Mas Sajjadi. And Mas is someone that has a phenomenal following. A lot of what he does is called exponential intelligence, where he works with you and literally changes kind of the way you think and your DNA. So we're very excited to have him working with us on the Best You TV. And I'll just show a very quick commercial about Mas, and I'll come back and tell you about a few other things we're doing on the Best You TV.
My passion is to set people free by helping you transform any area of your life more effectively and faster than anything you've tried before. I do this by unique abilities gifted to me through 2 near-death experiences that allow me to help you change your frequency, changing your life.
So Mas coming to the Best You TV very, very soon. Now, another speaker that we've got, which I didn't actually mention this morning, and I do apologize, who's speaking later on this afternoon as well, is Nicola Smith-Jackson. Now, Nicola is speaking today, and her talk is all around financial independence. How do you become financially independent? How can you build wealth and create wealth, even from the bottom? And she's going to bring some phenomenal skills to the Best You TV as well, because we have a show happening with Nicola. She's a powerhouse. She's got great energy, and she's already taught thousands and thousands and thousands of people and coaches people to become financially independent. So we're very excited about her show, very excited about her talk. So this is just a very brief preview of what Nicola is all about. So yes, the Best You TV is on Roku, Amazon, and Apple TV. So you can watch it on your Apple box, your Apple little device. You can watch it on your Amazon stick or your Roku stick. It's also already available on Android on Google Play, and it's going to be available very, very soon on the iOS. So anyone and everyone can watch the Best You TV from their phone. Very, very exciting. There's more shows coming. And one of the ones that we're launching is the Best Series. Now, this is an opportunity for you. If you're a coach, an author, a speaker, or you're a mentor, for you to be able to be highlighted on television. And it's literally an interview where we highlight you, your career, your expertise, what makes you different, and why should people work with you. So the Best Series is already in motion. We literally already have more than 15 people that have already come forward who want to be featured, and we've got a lot more coming. So this is just a very brief video to give you an idea of what the Best Series is all about.
People want to be the best, become the best, learn from the best. That's why in 2021, the Best You TV will bring you its new TV series that will feature the top and the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Coming soon to the Best You TV.
So yeah, the best series coming soon to the Best You TV. Actually, on the Best You TV now, when you go to the channel, you'll see a lot of the programs that are coming soon listed there already. The Expo Talks from Miami are there already, the ones from the previous Expo. And these, everything you've seen here this weekend will be uploaded to the Best You TV channel. It will be uploaded also on the bestyou.online. Addition of the Best You Online, we've also got courses, hundreds of courses. So I want to thank everyone that's speaking here today. As I said, my next guest is Didi Wong. I'm going to be bringing her in very briefly. What I wanted to do was to take you to a commercial, and then we're going to jump straight into Didi Wong. So I'll read her bio, and then what we can do is just literally bring her in. So Didi is an award-winning international keynote speaker, Hollywood film and TV producer, and financier. She's a serial entrepreneur, business mentor, best-selling author, and angel investor. She was given the highest level award of Women of the Decade for entrepreneurship and venture capital from the Women Economic Forum, as well as an award of achievements, recognition, and excellence by the National Council of Women from Egyptian government. She has also been honored to speak at the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative at the United Nations, and she was a resident speaker on the Think and Grow Rich Legacy Tour 2019. So, as I said, we'll play a very quick commercial. We're going to go straight into Didi. Thank you so much.
The Best You Online, featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
Expo is the birthplace of my speaker. And when I first stepped on that stage, Bernardo was probably wary of who is this girl? She's never spoken before. But I just jumped on stage and took it, by the balls, per se, and really just enjoyed my experience every single time I've spoken at the Best You. And Bernardo and I have become great friends, and we support each other in what we are wanting to do. So thank you so much always for anyone here watching and supporting the Best You Expo. It really is one of the best platforms for personal development. There's a lot of amazing speakers. And today my speech is about the power of mentorship. And I decided to do this because it's a really important topic for me. And as I was starting out, as I mentioned earlier, only 3.5 years ago, I sought out mentors. I sought out people that I can follow, people who can coach me. And right away, I want to define the difference between a mentor and a coach, because a lot of people ask me, what is the difference? And mentorship is really a person who can kind of help you with all aspects of your life as well as your business. Excuse me. I already drank some water and it's still coming up, my little froggy in my throat. So I want you to understand that coaching is a different ballgame because it's very specific. So let's, for example, say the NFL players, right? They have a coach specifically to teach them about how to play better in football, right? So they have a coach probably to get them the mindset all right. And the coach could also be a mentor, just so you know. And the mentor is generally somebody you can really, really respect and sought after for general advice on everything that you want to achieve in your life. So it's a broader term. So I really want to ask you guys to think about your life right now. We just started 2021. What is it that you're doing? And if you're doing it because it's something to do, trendy right now, because it's something that you have to pivot to because of the pandemic, because you think you're passionate in this subject, or because you know that this career can make you a lot of money. But is it something that can bring you your ultimate success? And what do I mean by ultimate success? Everyone's answer to that question is different. For me, it is to do anything to do whatever to do whatever, whenever, and with whomever I want. So I have the power to control every aspect of my life. And at the end of the day, it's really about time management. It's about how your mentor can win you a lot of time, save you a lot of time. So that because he or she has walked the walk and talked the talk, you follow them so that you can not waste any money and not waste any time. And for me, when I was starting out, I was already 40. I wasn't starting out, but I was starting out in my new journey after having 4 children. And I was really thinking about, what do I really want to do? When I had my 40th birthday party, I had an aha moment, and I had all my friends write on these rocks one word to describe me. And somebody actually wrote 3 words and said, get stuff done. And I was just looking at all the beautiful words that they thought, to describe me. And I was thinking, wow, how amazing it is to actually, look at these rocks and inspire me to want to go out to the world again. And actually, if you guys don't mind, we can go into the PowerPoint when I bring you in, because I want to take the first half. Thank you so much. The first half of the speech just to really connect with you guys intimately. And that's why I decided to sit down. As a speaker, there are different ways to approach it, right? And right now, I actually chose to sit down and get closer to the camera so that I can really look you guys, if I can see you in the eyes, and I'm pretending I'm using my visualization so that I can really connect with you guys. And if I stand up, which I will be doing tomorrow in the main stage, it would be a totally different experience. But this MMI, the Masters, Mentors, and Influencers room, for me, it's more of an intimate setting where I really want to connect with you. So back to the rocks. So I saw get stuff done. So it made me think, well, I'm not getting much stuff done. What I was doing a lot was changing diapers, breastfeeding, and taking care of my children, which of course is very, very important. And kudos to all the mothers out there who are doing that, right? But something inside me was telling me, oh my gosh, Dee Dee, you should be doing more. There was a burning desire. And if you guys haven't read Think and Grow Rich yet, please pick up that book and read it, because the #1 success principle of Napoleon Hill is having that burning desire to go out there and do whatever you want to do. And for me, during that birthday party was when I really had all sorts of words and sentences and voices getting into my head. It's like, Dee Dee, what are you wanting to do? Because you now have 4 children. Do you want to become a stay-at-home mom and that full-time being a mom, which is really in essence a very, very important job? Or was that something else that you wanted to do, or you wanted to continue to do? Because by that time I had already been an entrepreneur, and I had my yoga clothing line, and I was quite prominent in the yoga world. But I became part-time yoga clothing owner, and because I had the 4 children. So anyway, I decided with that burning desire to go back out to the world. And I really want to tell you that you have control of your life. You can control doing whatever you want, whenever you want, with whomever you want, because that is the ultimate success, to have that freedom, to have that time freedom where you don't have to ask for a boss to give you a vacation time, to approve of you going on vacation. You should be able to decide that for yourself and for your family. And that is the joy of being an entrepreneur. I really, really love that, because I can decide today, you know what, I don't feel like working, and I can really go out and spend more quality time with my children. Just the other day was my daughter's birthday, and I did have the control of my time schedule, and I could go out and just spend a whole day with my daughter. So it's up to you to decide, wherever you are in your life, do you want to achieve that time freedom? right? So once we get over that, I want you to think about mentorship just like physical fitness. Physical fitness is when you want to get strong, you want to tone up, you want to lose weight. And a lot of people, when they've made that decision, they either, back in the day, join a gym or, have sort out a personal trainer who can help them, or get on a program of some sort, right? So if you did that for your body, and you know how important that is to keep you fit, keep you strong, keep you physically wealthy, then why don't you do that for your business or your personal life, right? So I call it work fitness. And work fitness is really when you decide you're ready to go out there and seek a mentor. And when you find that right mentor, and I'm going to teach you how to find the right mentor, you can then really work on your work fitness. And by the way, mentors could be a lifetime relationship. It could be a short-term relationship as well. So if it's short-term, then it becomes coaching more like, right? So I want you to define that for yourself. If you are clear in your mind, then you will be clear in what you can do and plan for it. So when I got to the stage when I decided to go back out to the world, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had a yoga clothing company, and I was thinking, but I'm kind of a little bit bored with it, and I didn't really want to do inventory anymore. I was constantly, talking about sizes, extra small, medium, and large, and took all these tank tops and t-shirts and shorts and all the things that I offered, and I was just bored with my inventory. And I knew that when I stepped out into the world, I wanted to do something else. So just like you who are sitting here right now listening to me, I went out there and attended a ton of seminars, workshops, conferences, you name it. I attended and I showed up. The power of showing up is really, really powerful. So the fact that you are here and you clicked on to watch me, there has to be a reason, right? I'm very spiritual like that. So there is a reason why you decided you were attracted to my name or my likeness and wanted to click on to watch me today. So I want you to think about that, showing up. And are you just showing up 1 year in and 1 year out? Or are you showing up and really taking notes and really being present with me and really taking on what I'm saying and actually take it into an action? So mentorship is the same way. You want a mentor to give you ideas, give you a confidence and encourage you, give you homework so that you can go out there and actually take steps and not just 1 year in, 1 year out, right? So when I went back out and attended all these seminars, I was just watching. I went to a real estate seminar where Tony Robbins was speaking. It was my very first time watching him. And this is just 3.5 years ago. And I was watching Marshall Silver. I was watching Brendon Burchard. I was watching all these names that I had no idea who they were. But I was so intrigued because I was watching them speak and they were selling these programs. And then all these people, I was in a huge warehouse looking place, right? Where there were probably like 15,000 people there. So when I bought the tickets, I actually decided to not be buying a general ticket. I bought the VIP, ultimate VIP ticket, actually, they called it. And so I was able to sit in the first 5 rows because I'm kind of like a very typical Chinese girl. I like to sit in the front so that I can really concentrate. I'm going to spend that money. Why don't I spend the money to be in the front so that I can really focus on what I'm learning, right? So I sat in the front with my husband and we were really going through a lot of the real estate things. We really wanted to get into real estate. But then all these personal development speakers came out. And I started watching them, and all these people went to the back of the room, signing up for courses that were $997. I mean, herds of people, right? And they were waiting, and it was almost like an auction. This guy in the middle, like, okay, who's next, And they were waiting papers for people to fill out. Who needs a paper? Who needs a form? And then everyone was just waving their credit cards. It was a crazy experience. but an amazing one. So I started looking at these speakers and I was like, wow, this is a really fruitful and very very good monetizing profession to be in, right? So I was just in my head looking at all of this, thinking about real estate, thinking about, wow, all these people who are just like really passionate about personal development. So then I just kept going, and obviously that was the trigger in how my journey continued, because I was sending out to the universe that I really liked this idea, and I was thinking I could see myself doing that, but then I still didn't go actively to seek out being a speaker at that time, and I was just going to seminar after seminar. Then I owned a company at that time. I started a new company called Social Spotlight Events, which was an events company. And through that events company, I met a lot of different people. And one of the people I was introduced to was a guy named David Meltzer. And I will tell you, once the slides come out, and I don't usually use PowerPoints because I really do believe in connecting and not using that. But this particular Power of Mentorship speech really, my PowerPoint really shows you how the power of mentorship has helped me. So I really wanted to show that to you. So hopefully that is going to add rather than take away from the speech. And all these people, now we can put on a slide if you can behind stage. Thank you so much. I want you to see that for fun's sake, right? So fun celebrity mentors, you have people like Oprah, who is at the top of the world, right? Her mentor has been Maya Angelou, right? And then you got Barack Obama, who obviously was a president. His mentor was John Lewis, who has since passed away, right? And Bill Gates is Warren Buffett, and I'm actually in talks to do a movie about their relationship, which is really cool. For those of you who don't know, I am an executive producer for TV and movies, and so that's another part of my life that I love. And it's really bringing storytelling to your eyes and inspire you in so many different ways. So I love the medium of TV and movies, and that's why I kind of jumped into that as well as speaking. And then you have Lady Gaga, which is really fun. And you know that Elton John has been such a big influence in her life. And in fashion, if you like fashion, Yves Saint Laurent's mentor was Christian Dior. If you didn't know, Robert Downey Jr., Tim Story, whom I'm executive producing a TV show with right now, and Mark Zuckerberg is Steve Jobs, was Steve Jobs. So even I wanted to show you this slide because even on the left side with all the people that you see who are mega successful and are probably mentors to millions of people, right? They themselves also have mentors. So what I wanted to illustrate here is that everyone needs a mentor. If you want to accelerate in a fast, steadfast way, you need to go and find yourself a mentor. And what better timing to do it than the beginning of a year, when you attend something like the Best You Expo, where you hear about from a ton of amazing speakers. What if you find yourself a mentor who you really click to? And let me go into that a little bit. How do you find that right mentor? That right mentor, it's like a relationship. It's like a friendship. It's like a friendship or a relationship that you find in everyday life that you just know when you meet them, when you look at them, that they are the right person for you. And I really want to implore you to think about that. When you hear a speaker speak, and when you hear about somebody talking about a speaker or a coach, you get recommended by word of mouth. First off, that's really good. When you know somebody you really trust who recommends you, that's also a very good way to get to the right mentor. But when you find a speaker that you really like what they say, how they say it, the philosophy and their energy, if you're into energy and spirituality, I would implore you to really connect to that person and book a time to talk to them and connect and see if they would be the right fit for you. Again, just like in a relationship, you may talk to them and right after 30 minutes, you're like, actually, that's not the right person for me, just like in dating, right? Or you may think, oh, I really am intrigued by them, and I really like the way they put their words and they speak their philosophy out, and you can just tell. We have sixth sense, right? Human beings need to tap into more of their sixth sense. And that is success principle number 13 in Think and Grow Rich, right? I really love to use that principle to guide me to make my decisions. And when I met Dave Meltzer, back to when I was introduced to him, as soon as I walked up the stairs in his office and I locked eyes with him, I just knew, and he told me the same thing. We just knew we were going to have a good time and have a relationship where we would do things together. We just knew it. It's just like it's like a work chemistry. And I use that same kind of sense when I meet new people now, when I network. As soon as you get on, it's within minutes, maybe even seconds for you, that you will know if this is the right person to have in your life, right? We have the power to choose whom we want to talk to, whom we want to spend time with in our lives. So utilize that. The more we get older in life, the less time we have on our hands. So I always use that for myself. I'm like, okay, I'm 44 this year, and I really want to. Actually, I'm 45 this year, going to be turning 45, just want to be accurate. I want to know that in my next 20, 25 years, I can accelerate and climb up that ladder and achieve what I want to achieve. So what I need is to surround myself with people who are powerful, people who are successful, and people who know what they're talking about. And so I have very quickly kind of changed my surroundings, and as you grow, you're going to see that people you will grow out of people, and don't be ashamed of that. And it's not like I say this a lot when I speak about friendships, right? There's a group of people who will, if you just continue being friends with them, they will pull you back because they're negative, or they're constantly talking about or complaining about the same issue. 9 years down the line, they're still complaining about that same issue. So you need to know, this would be great homework for you guys. I love giving homework. To write a list of 10 people whom you talk to the most, whom you consider close to you, and look at those 10 people, and are they people who lift you up? Are they people who are like mentors to you, or who are coaches to you, not needing to have that title, but just people in general? Like my father, he's my father, but every time I talk to him, I consider him my mentor, because everything he says, it really rings true to my ears, and I've really been able to learn so much from him. And my husband, same thing. When I met him, they say opposites attract. We have so many things in common, but yet he has so many things that he has taught me along the way, where I view him as my mentor in different ways, right? And there could be friends who are mentors. There could be just sisters or brothers who are mentors. But you have the power to surround yourself with those 10 people. Make sure if one of them or two of them are not lifting you up, supporting you, and really believing in you, then you can probably move them aside and add people in. And that is the power of surrounding yourself with really great people. And that's actually the mastermind success principle number 9. I really love the Think and Grow Rich book. Can you not tell? I was on the Think and Grow Rich world tour put on by John Shin last year, and it was really magical. Actually, it was 2019, because I keep thinking we're still in 2020, but we're in 2021. But those principles really ring true to how I live my life. And the mastermind is all about surrounding yourself with great people. So as you see on that list, Oprah Winfrey surrounded herself with all of that. Okay, so next slide, please. So I want to tell you about my journey right now with my mentorship. It all started with my meeting David Meltzer. So David Meltzer is the CEO of Sports One Marketing, And he is also now a huge name in the personal development world. He has also his own TV show. I mean, he does everything. I mean, he knows everybody in the sports world. And for him, when I met him, I was actually going to hire him or have a collaboration with him to get him to help me bring in some sponsors for an event that I was doing. And through our conversations, it turned, I mean, he definitely still helped me in that respect, but it kind of turned into such a great friendship. And he invited me to all these events that he was putting on. And so I showed up at an event at 7 a.m. in Irvine, and I live in LA. So Irvine, it takes about an hour to hour and a half to drive there. And this is the power of showing up. I said that earlier. If you are serious about something and you are truly ready to take that next step into greatness, which is Crystal Richardson's thing, right? She likes to step into greatness. She talks about it in my TV show called Speak Up TV on Amazon Prime. You know, you step, she even does this. And I see, Crystal, I've employed your movement. She steps into her greatness by hiring somebody like David Meltzer. I hired David Meltzer to be my mentor after watching him speak. And he believed in me so much that he said to me, Didi, you're just 3 years behind me. You can do everything that I'm doing. And the fact that he said that made me feel like, wow, here's somebody who really believes in me. And that's number one thing about a mentor. You find someone who believes in you and who encourages you. And there is a trust there, right? So David Meltzer trusted me, believed in me. And so without him, I wouldn't have been on a TV show called Elevator Pitch, which is like a Shark Tank. And he asked me to be one of the judges. And as being a judge, you have to be an angel investor. So you invest in other people's dreams and their businesses. So at that time, I got to share with you this story because I was really afraid. I didn't see myself the way he saw me. And we all have that, right? I'm sure this really resonates with you. Everybody has their own demons, and that the angel voice versus the devil voice, I call it all the time. And that devil voice creeps in and think, oh my God, I'm not good enough for that. I can't, how can he believe in me so much to put me on a TV show? And, but the angel voice, I've learned to use it to overcome that devil voice and say, hey, if somebody like David Meltzer believes in you and asked you to do so, then you are good enough. And it's time for you to step up and stop being a little chicken and be like, oh, I can't do this, I'm not good enough. But no, I am good enough. I'm going to come out of my shell and say, I am good enough. So what if I've spent my last 8 years being a mother and only did nothing but change diapers and take care of my children? So what? Because inside me, I believe in myself that I have the intellect, I have the smarts, I have the know-how to go out there and make it some way, somehow, right? So when I went on that show, I did some prep because back then I wasn't very good with my numbers. I actually didn't even really understand on Shark Tank what they meant by I'm seeking $100,000 for 5% of my company. Back then, I actually didn't know exactly what that meant. And I asked my brother-in-law to help me because he's really good at his numbers. And I remember he's in Hong Kong and I'm on the phone and I was like, drill me, right before I went on. And just so I understood that, I was just in a position where I'm really good at what I do. I'm really good at connecting with people. I have the money to invest in other people's businesses. And I knew in a different way than the normal entrepreneurial corporate way that I would bring something totally unique to the TV show. And so I stepped out of my shell, and that's one thing, a takeaway for you guys. If you want to grow, put yourself in a very uncomfortable situation like I was put into for this TV show. And so I was sitting there as a judge and, and I was fake it till you make it, right? And, but the thing is, it was in my mind that I was faking it, but I really wasn't faking it. I was being really real. And the fact that I brought in a totally different feel to the show because I wasn't this corporate business person talking in business lingo. I was actually, the audience was actually able to connect with me because I'm Didi Wong and I speak in my own language, and I don't have to have these intellectual terminologies that will make me feel better about myself or make me sound more intelligent. I am just who I am, and that is what made that show special for me and for the audience and for the other panel members. So next slide, you'll see that David Meltzer introduced me to a bunch of people. The next thing he introduced me to do was the Impact movie. By the way, my Impact movie is finally premiering this coming Thursday. So I do hope that you guys can, if you have the time to watch my premiere. Basically, it's my journey of my speaker. You will see me very, very green the very first time I stepped on stage, all the way to just 6 months later when I stepped on stage to receive my award in India at the Women Economic Forum, as well as the United Nations. So my journey of becoming this speaker that you see who I am today, it's really so unique because it's so fast and accelerated within 6 months. And I had to go out there and do my homework. So they did pick me out of doing all these auditions, right? They told me that they had interviewed over 1,000 people, and they picked 3 main characters. One is to be a speaker, one is to be a CEO, and one is to become an entrepreneur. And for me, I asked them, they were so kind to me, Patrick and Kasha, the directors. They said, Didi, we really want you to be in this movie. And you actually get the choice to pick which role you want to play. And I was thinking, well, I really want to be real. I was already a CEO. I was already an entrepreneur, but I was not a speaker. So I said, actually, I would love to pick being a speaker, because if I picked being a speaker, you really will see my journey. And I've never spoken before. So that was what they approved of, and they said that, yes, you can be the speaker. So it was back in 2017 when I shot this whole movie. It took about a year to shoot. Actually, maybe it's 8 months to shoot my journey into becoming this successful speaker, the international award-winning speaker that I am, a keynote speaker that I am. That sounds so good. Back then, I was just a speaker, and I wanted all this title, and it now feels so good that I've achieved it for myself, and you can too. If you are out there listening to me right now, I seriously was just a mother of 4. I seriously was just part-timing in my first company, Chakras by Didi, selling yoga clothing. And I seriously did not know what I wanted to do when I came back out into the world. So I really want to encourage you and inspire you to know that just now, 3.5 years later, almost 4, that, putting your effort in, showing up to events, going on networking sites and groups and any events where you can go out and show face, and have guidance from a mentor, it can really, really help you and get to a point where you want to. So the Impact movie got me to become my speaker. Next slide, please. And then David Meltzer was the one who introduced me to Patrick and Kasha. And then in the movie Impact, I met Karasi. Karasi is the person who, the videographer, the cinema. So she was a PA, I believe. She was helping out, doing B-rolls and stuff. And then she was like, Didi, oh my God, I just love your story. I want you to meet my friend Lynn Rose. Please, next slide. So from now on, backstage, it's going to go faster. Okay, so Karasi introduced me to Lynn. Lynn, keep going. Next slide. Lynn is somebody who has also become a very good friend of mine, introduced me to another TV show. Said, Didi, you would be so great. They're looking for people to be in this show. This is more like a reality TV show where a bunch of, like a group of 15 people travel around the world to kind of find themselves, right? So this was just at the beginning of 2019, where Lynn texted me as soon as I came back from my Christmas holiday with my family. I remember we went on a cruise. I had my phone turned off. I kind of got back to the port of Los Angeles, and then I turned on my phone, and there was a text from Lynn saying, hey, do you know anyone who would be interested in going on this TV show? And so I decided, hey, why don't I do it rather than go and, this spoke to me, all the things that they were looking at. And at that time, I was really seeking for something greater. And I had just got off doing a women economic. So I'm the president of the Women Economic Forum in Los Angeles. And at the end of 2018, I had put on a really huge event at the JW Marriott downtown LA. And it was so beautiful and glamorous, and everything went really well in front of scenes. But behind scenes, I will absolutely confess to you, that was my biggest failure in my life. Because of that event, I actually lost over $250,000. And I was just not in a good place at the end of 2018. So Awakening Giants came to me at just the right time, because it was a TV show about finding your purpose. And I was just so lost at the beginning of 2019. And like, oh my God, I just lost all this money. I made wrong decisions. I plunged at doing it. And by the way, I want you to know this, making a decision is better than making a bad decision is better than not making a decision to do something, right? If you made a bad decision, you will learn from it. And some people say that you are what your biggest failures taught you. And losing over $250,000 at the Women Economic Forum Los Angeles, even though everything went really well and all the attendees just had a most amazing time, behind in my heart, I was just like, it was eating me up, and I was so sad and disappointed in myself. And so Awakening Giants came at the right time. I went to do this show in New Zealand, and really got an enlightening and epiphany through my journey. Next slide, please. So Awakening Giants then got me into what I've always wanted to do without even knowing. Back when I was such a little girl, I was in school, and I guess the teacher saw something in me and asked me to be a director and producer of a theater show. Back then, I was young. And I remember putting on this show, and I remember thinking, wow, what a great feeling. I want to be a director or a producer one day, right? And so I didn't even realize it. But after that New Zealand journey on doing this TV show, the producers, the executive producers, creators of the show came to me and said, Didi, we just really believe in you, and we love what your story is about, and you were so great on the journey, and we would really love for you to step up to be a producer of the show. So that was just like amazing, because that kind of gave me another path, right? Because I had just done the Women Economic Forum. I know I was a speaker, but now I'm a producer. And then through that, through the Awakening Giants, I met another woman called JB Owen through being a producer. So Sprite, who is the executive producer of Awakening Giants, asked me to be the producer of Awakening Giants, to then interview other people, to kind of cast them to see if I approve of them to come in to join the next season. So she put me in touch with JB Owen. I had a really great call. Thank you so much. Yeah, just keep going. So JB then asked me, after we had that interview, it was 1 hour long. It was supposed to be just 20 minutes, but we just talked and talked and talked. The interview then turned into JB asking me if I wanted to collaborate and go and do kind of like teach speaking to her authors. So she's a publisher, book publisher. And so you see how it's linking everything. I'm slowly showing you the spider graph that I've created to really show you how, because of David Meltzer, all these things happen. Lynn Rose also introduced me to the Coen brothers. The Coen brothers are a pair of brothers who are very famous in Australia and New Zealand, and they help people write songs and music. And I used to try. I wanted to be a pop star in one time in my life, by the way. Back in the day, what have I not done? In New York City, I would try to become a pop star, and I had dancers behind me, but that was a kind of a pastime. But I do love singing, and I do love music. So Coen brothers got me into writing my own songs, which kind of not professionally, but kind of personally, it really gave me some fulfilled my passion in my music again. And this was just the last few years. please keep going. So once we got past the, all the Ignite, I'm doing collaboration with JB at this point. I'm producing Awakening Giants TV show. I'm now writing songs. This is all making me very happy and very fulfilled in my life, right? Then the Impact movie, apart from meeting Kerosy, I also met a coach that's on the movie called Eric Bailey. And Eric's job was to help me become a speaker, right? So Eric then once wrote on post, hey, does anybody, I want to introduce my mentee. I'm teaching her, she's becoming a great speaker. Anybody have any stages for her? And then this lady who's amazing, Alison Larson, who has the Speaker Collision, and she's now doing stuff with Gerald Rogers, was very helpful in my speaker and kind of told me to meet somebody called Dave Van Hoos, who was at that time the CEO of Speaking Empire. Now, Speaking Empire was a speaking school that I went to learn how to really speak. And actually, it was $50,000 for me to join that school. And for me, it was like, okay, you know what? I know it's a lot of money, but I know in my heart of hearts, I kind of delved into my success principle number 13, which is my sixth sense. And then my and then I just made my decision, success principle number 7. You have to be able to make decisions fast and make the accurate decisions fast, right? So in the Speaking Empire then got me to meet Trayvon because he was a fellow student in that school. Keep going. And then Trayvon got me to meet John Shin, who was speaking yesterday on the Best You Expo. John Shin is the one who is the producer of Think and Grow Rich Tour. So he hired me to be on the Think and Grow Rich Tour next. And then I met clients galore at the Think and Grow Rich. I was out there almost every month speaking. Dallas, Phoenix, San Diego, and all of these places, LA. And then Adelaide became my speaking client. And she had a speaking show that she asked me, Didi, should I do this show? It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Speak Up, right? So I'm like, of course you should do it, Adelaide, because this is like on Amazon Prime. Like, what better platform to be a speaker than Amazon Prime, right? So I said, in fact, I'm going to go and do it with you and hold your hand. And she was so excited when I said, okay, I'm going to do it with you. And so they were actually had 2 spots left. And so I was really lucky where I went on this show, and this was only 2020 February. So all of this happened very fast. I really want you to understand this, that my career, my unique acceleration in my career, becoming a speaker, becoming an award winner, becoming an executive producer, all the things I've achieved like this, right? And every single day, my life changes. Is really interesting because I just can't fathom the fact that all these things came my way. So I became a producer on Speak Up as well, right? So if any of you want to be on Speak Up and be on this show where you're a speaker, please contact me. I'm really excited to cast season 3 right now. Think and Grow Rich fellow speaker was Nick Larry, who is a Hall of Famer. And Nick Larry introduced me to Fabian and Kenny. Fabian and Kenny are now people I work with to work on developing TV shows. They are very well versed in that, and they decided they would want to collaborate with me as well. And then, so now I'm doing American Icon with Tim Story. I told you earlier, American Icon is a TV show that we're developing. And then we're developing also Money Moves, which is a hip hop Shark Tank where we're going to go out there and really meet a lot of entrepreneurs and help the minority in this world in the Shark Tank style. Keep going. So we're going to go faster because I know I only have about 15 minutes left. And then so through Eric Bailey and Alison Larson, I also met this guy called David Fagan, who is also a speaker. It's a close knit of speaker friends, by the way. And David Fagan helped me a lot, talking about marketing, how to do PR, and he's a publisher himself. And at David Fagan's event, I met Colleen Biggs, who got me on the cover of the Lead Up magazine and got me into a women's community where I help with women empowerment. And then Dave Meltzer also, I love this spider graph, by the way, and it gives me joy to kind of rewind, go back to my life back then and fast forward to see what really has happened in the last 3 years. And Dave Meltzer also asked me to be, so he is the chairman of the Unstoppable Foundation, where we give back to Kenya and children, and we've built villages and bring clean water, and to the give back part of doing philanthropic stuff and having social impact. So I am an ambassador of the Unstoppable Foundation. Keep going, and then the next slide, the next part would be, yes, through Unstoppable Foundation, I met Brad Hart, who was the other millennial ambassador, right? Brad Hart then introduced me to Eli Wild, who taught me about sales. And by the way, if you want to take notes, a lot of these people that I'm giving you full names of, you need to look them up because they are truly part of my journey in becoming the successful person that I am today. And Eli helped me a lot in knowing my languaging and how I sell. Every day you're promoting yourself, you're selling, but how do you sell as a coach in order to sell high ticket programs to people? And then when I went to Eli's event, and by the way, all of these people have different events, and it was up to me to show up and decide to go to these events in order to have met all these people. So the fact that you are here and you decided to watch the Best You Expo, maybe something about this event that will take you to the next step, right? I really believe in that, as you can see in my spider graph. Alexis Mosienko, right, got me into the Women Economic Forum. I will never forget, and I will be eternally grateful to Alexi because he introduced me to his godmother, who got me into the Women Economic Forum. And then the Women Economic Forum gave me this amazing Women of the Decade Award for Entrepreneurship and Venture Capital. That was that special moment I was talking to Crystal about earlier, where I invited my parents to India to see me speak because they weren't approving of what I chose to do. But as soon as they saw me speak and they saw me win this award from the Women Economic Forum in a very beautiful main stage, very well done. And this is their headquarters in New Delhi, that they finally saw their daughter like, wow, we are proud of her. Because all my life, if you know anything about me, I am this Chinese daughter, just like any other race or religion, that you just want your parents to be proud of you, right? And that was my all that I was seeking. And at that moment at the Women Economic Forum in New Delhi, when I step on that stage, and you'll see this in the movie Impact, by the way, that was my very, very special moment. Okay, let's keep going. So Women Economic Forum, of course, I stepped up, and Dr. Habeen, who's the chairman, asked me to be the president of the LA chapter. So I stepped up to be this president, and that's why I did that Women Economic Forum Los Angeles, where I lost all that money. But no, it's okay because I empowered a lot of women, and that to me was worth the money. I was really sad inside, but yet my other half of my brain was just like, but hey, just think, all that money you donated, you invested into all of these, people's relationships. People met each other in my event. There were so many speakers highlighted. We awarded amazing women, and through that, a lot of these women have actually thanked me for having put on that event. And I know that even though I lost all that money, I did something really great. And of course, so how I got to the Best You Expo, because David Meltzer again. I was looking into all the places that he was speaking at in the next few months. And one of them was the Best You Expo. So I clicked on the Best You Expo. I started looking around, and I was talking to Katie at that time, one of the team members, and she was just like, Didi, you can totally become a speaker here. You can launch a speaking career here, and you can have your book ready by then. And it was 3 months time when I spoke to her that I had to get all this ready. So I love it. When I talk about physical fitness earlier, right? I love when I have a deadline. Like, I want to work towards running a 5K or running a marathon or running, whatever you have that you can put as a deadline to achieve something. That's always a good thing, because you can actually time manage and achieve a certain thing by a certain time. So the best you was back in March. I was talking to Katie. Actually, I think I was just talking to her in January, to be very honest with you, back in 2018. And got ignited to get my book together and get my speaking together. And so at the Best You, of course, I met Bernardo, who saw me, my birth of my speaker. Keep going. And yeah, I'm going to just wait for the, yep. And then, of course, since then, because I've been speaking at the Best You, it's got me to speak on same stage as Les Brown, Jack Canfield, and Bob Proctor, and many, many more big names. Like this time around, I'm speaking on the same stage as Lisa Nichols, who is one of the greatest speakers in the world and so impactful. So as you can see, I hope you really are getting why I decided to do this PowerPoint. And when you get to a certain point, yes, you can keep going. You have to think about you. And what are you doing? What are you are you really being smart about all these relationships that you're making? I was really good at keeping in touch with a lot of people and constantly showing up, putting the time in networking, putting the time in increasing my relationship capital. And through the elevator pitch show that I was telling you about, that I was really scared. Remember, I was sitting next to the different CEOs, billionaires, and I got to meet my other mentor called Amelia Antonetti. And she has now, she's now the president of her own company called The Genius Key. And I have now become a founding investor in her company. And so Amelia teaches people about scaling their businesses. So I kind of really wanted to learn from her. She has Genius Institute. Yep. Genius Institute is the head umbrella title of Genius Key, where it's a personality test where you get to really learn about yourself and what is your purpose, what are you really good, what is your genius, and then you can pair yourself up with other people who have different kinds of geniuses so that you can really team, and it's all about the collective coming together to make something great, right? Keep going. I think if that might be it, actually. Okay. So the Genius Institute, yes. Okay. So the Genius Institute, and thank you so much. Oh, go back. Yep, perfect. I'm ending. So I'm really on time right now. Punctuation is very, very important to me. Back to that slide before, just the 3 blurbs I want to go talk about. The Genius Key introduced me to Michael Solomon, who is the head of Miramar Pictures, got me really into the executive producing of movies. Michael Gorton, who is the CEO, billionaire of Teladoc, who, I'm meeting all these people through all this Spidergram. And last but not least, the Genius Keys, the clients that we have are people like Warren Buffett, Jay Shetty, Steve Harvey, Kelly Clarkson, and all these amazing people that I have met just through hiring David Meltzer. So I really want you to understand that. I know I'm coming to the end, and you can go to the next slide if you wanted to, so that people can really know how to contact me. What it is that I told you about today in the 45 minutes I had with you. A lot going on, a lot of my stories, a lot of how I became to be. I wanted you to learn about me, first of all, because you're not going to connect with a speaker if you don't know about them. And so I wanted to tell you these stories so that you can see the up climb that I have been going through in the last 3 years of my life, right? Today's gift for you is my free ebook you saw in the ticker, ddwongfreebook.com. Through David Meltzer, I have been able to meet all these people. The power of mentorship is real, guys. If you find the right person to be your mentor, they should really be able to connect you. They should believe in you. They should encourage you, give you positive support, but also good criticism. Some people, I'm a tough love type of coach. Don't just pick a mentor who's always stroking your back. Well done, well done, well done. No, you need somebody who actually will keep it real with you as well when things are not well done, and you're not showing up, and you're not doing what you're meant to do to get to the next level, right? So you do you. Believe in yourself. Go find yourself a mentor if you don't have one already. Check if your mentor is the right one for you, if your coach is the right one for you. And I really wish you guys an amazing 2021. As you can see, you can, text me or all of these things. Oh, and this was old, by the way, when I did it back in virtual LA. So just take the top part, ddwongfreebook.com. My handles, definitely follow me on Instagram. DM me. I love meeting people. So please just write to me if you want to connect. And if you want any stages to speak on, I love connecting to people. I connected a lot of people to the Best You Expo. And just let's keep in touch. And that's it. Thank you.
The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online. Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
Tell me about your early years. What was
Well, I grew up in a very middle-class home. We lived between my mother's beauty shop and my dad's car lot. He was career Navy, and they never talked to me about school. I just was driven. So I was in fact, I said, if we can bottle what you did with me as a kid, I'd like to become a billionaire. But I was the proverbial straight-A student, so very popular at test time. And so their dream was that I would get a college education because I was the first generation to go to college, my sister and I. So the day I graduated was the only day I ever saw my dad emotional. And it was pretty special. And they wanted me to get the great career, so I went to Atlanta, Georgia, and started as a CPA, certified public accountant, and was rising very quickly in the ranks. And at the ripe old age of 25, remember at 25 when we know everything? We're authorities on everything, right? I said, if I'm going to work this hard, I should work for myself, not someone else. And about that time, I got the call inviting me to join one of my clients in a company. And I went off to start my entrepreneurial career. That was when at 25.
25. So you just raced along.
Yes, it was the worst mistake of my life. It was the worst business
So tell me a little bit about it. Your teachers. Did you have, I mean, you were an A student, but was school easy? School was easy for you, but did anyone inspire you? Any teachers in particular that stood out, that helped you?
My 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. Bosch, told me that I was going to be on stage and a great writer. Now, I was into math, so I kind of, forgot what she said until years later. But, and then in high school, several teachers, and it was really college, my sorority house mother said, you need to be on stage. And I said, no, because being a celebrity and being on stage was never on my bucket list. I just wanted to support and help people.
But it's so important having teachers telling you or giving you the right messages in the early years, because in many cases it's the contrary, isn't it? You want to. I
was always the teacher's pet, What can I say? But for me, it was always driving to be better and to give back and to do better and to help others alongside me, and particularly at test time. But it was really for me dedicated to making a difference. When I was a little girl, my father would ask me every night at bedtime, have you added value to someone's life today? And that motto has, I've lost him 10 years ago, but I still ask myself that at night, have I added value to someone's life today?
That's a great question to ask yourself, absolutely. So at the age of 25, you became an entrepreneur.
I did. Went racing off worst business decision. Within a few weeks, I realized there was all kinds of corruption in this company. And I ask, how many of you have made business decisions that were bad, right? A few of you might raise your hand. Those of you at home, raise your hand. And but Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, says out of every adversity, every failure comes a seed of an equal or greater benefit. And that's when I met Michael Lecter, my husband of 36 years. So I got a great life lesson and great benefit out of the worst business decision of my life.
Absolutely.
And the rest is kind of history. So.
The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. With over 500 speakers, The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
Hey, we're back. We've got an amazing day organized for you here at the Best You Virtual Expo, day 3. I'm on the main stage. We've just had Diddy Wong, and now we're going to have a panel with Janie Lee Grace, who's going to be joining me very soon with a group of friends and colleagues to talk about basically being sober. She came up with this concept, this idea a few years ago, and she's just ran with it. And it's just a great concept. And she was asking really empowering questions. Could you stop drinking? What would happen? Would you feel better? How better would you feel? How much could you stop drinking? I believe in questions. My book is called The Question, Find Your True Purpose. We're getting a free copy throughout the weekend, anyone that's registered for a free ticket. And I believe that the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. So ask yourself empowering questions that are going to push you to do amazing things and become an amazing individual. So we've got Janie Lee Grace, then we have Judy May Murphy, then we've got Robert Rohill, who's going to be talking about crypto, and then we end the day with the powerhouse, Lisa Nichols. Very excited, delighted. I've had so many great speakers speaking over the years, and it's a highlight to have Lisa Nichols sharing the stage of the Best You brand. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you. We're going to play a 5-6 minute commercial, and then we're going to be back. Before we go into the commercials, what I would like to do is just have a look at some of the TV shows that we've got coming up. So we're going to play 2 or 3 of the upcoming shows we have. Well, one of them is already there, Dr. Fabrizio Mancini and his show, which is live on the Best You TV. We're also going to show you just a very quick snippet of Master Daji's program. And then after that, we're going to show you also the new program of Nicola Smith-Jackson, who is also speaking today. So we will be playing these videos, a commercial, and then I'll see you back. Thank you so much.
We are living in unprecedented and uncertain times. Thriving in the New Normal is my new TV show created just for you. Are you aware that while most people are surviving during this new normal, others are thriving like never before? Which one are you? Circumstances have never defined a person. Our responses do. What if you could experience the thoughts and behaviors of some of the most successful people in the world and how they have chosen to respond? Let us help you become the person you were destined to be and not just your current reality. You deserve it. Get ready to thrive. Watch my show now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play.
My passion is to set people free by helping you transform any area of your life more effectively and faster than anything you've tried before. I do this by unique abilities gifted to me through 2 near-death experiences that allow me to help you change your frequency, changing your life.
Hi, it's Bernardo Moya. I'm the founder of The Best You. I wanted to share with you my vision, my dream, the concept of The Best You. The well-being industry is worth $3 trillion. Why? Because everyone wants to become the best version of themselves. The well-being industry is massive, but there isn't a place where you could connect with everyone, a place where speakers, authors, leaders could share their expertise, and a place where people that are looking, seeking, interested in finding that knowledge for them to connect. So The Best You is a multi-platform, global platform. And what we have is we have a variety of products and services. Our first thing is the Best You Expo. Now, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and over these last 5 years, we've had close to 70,000 people attend, and we promoted more than 700 speakers. Additionally to that, because we filmed every single event, we have more than 700 talks from world leaders, all in one library of content. Additionally to that, the Best You magazine with interviews with world leaders and experts on any and every subject related to personal professional growth. And one of the most exciting projects that we're involved in now is the Best You Legacy Clubs. This will become the biggest, largest network for people in personal professional growth. The Best You is now the fastest growing personal development platform on the planet. And the reason being is because we literally cater for anyone and everyone's needs in the well-being industry. Look, the difference between this event and any other event that you've seen out there is that the Best You has a very clear purpose. Our purpose is to help individuals find ultimately what they're here for, what their legacy is going to be. But we only really work with like-minded individuals. We work with people that believe in the same kind of values that we have. And that is that personal and professional growth is about helping others, not only helping yourself, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of that. There's all these events which are literally sales fest. We're not that. If that's what you're looking for, you need to go elsewhere. But if you're interested in working with a brand that has a phenomenal reputation, that is only working with the best, I hope you join us, because this is it.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
One of the things I frequently say is that we don't think about what we're thinking about. And not only we're not thinking about what we're thinking about, we just have really terrible thoughts. A lot of people just have this terrible internal dialogue, which all they're doing is just being detrimental to themselves. They're saying terrible things to themselves. So the first thing you need to be is you need to be aware. You need to be aware of your thoughts. You need to be able to think what you're thinking about and making sure that what you're thinking about are things that are going to help you, empower you. And that's what I say normally, is that the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. If you ask yourself empowering questions, unconsciously you're going to start finding ways in where you can find a solution to that, to go where you want to go. And one of the things I really find interesting and fascinating, that there's so many people that think, but then they think small. Oh my God, why would you? If you're going to think big. It's free. Think big.
Are you sick and tired of struggling to get your career to where you want it to be? Working with the right coach can be a life-changing experience, and Bernardo Moya is changing lives all over the world. Learn how to create revenue streams, attract higher qualified clients consistently, market your brand, and promote your business to a global audience. Bernardo is one of the biggest names in the world of personal development. He is an entrepreneur, an author, a speaker, and a founder and chief inspirational officer of the Best You Corporation. So fast track your career now